everybody. All right, I did that perfectly. Here we go. Welcome aboard, everybody. It is your host, founder, and conductor on this wild ride, Demetrius Villa. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. I hope you all are doing well. Wow. Yeah, guys, it has been quite the week. The events from the last week or so are still staying. Very much still affected by all that. I hope you all are still doing well. A2R Gaming, David Jackson, Adam Bucer, welcome aboard. If not an ARC subscriber, why not? Yeah, why not indeed? Why are you not? If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber of the American Rail Club, why not? Go ahead and ring that bell. That's probably the earliest time I've ever said that. But yeah. Hello, everybody, and we have a lot of people here waiting on the Discord channel. We have Seth in the audience waiting to go. But before we do that, let's get through some of the news over here. I'm going to try to make it through as quick as possible within 20 minutes. But first, I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is kind of related to everything that's been going on. I know we do make jokes here about baseball bats. An object that can be both used as a game of fun. I mean, come on. we love baseball here in this country. It is the most American sport. Look, I like football, but I mean, baseball is truly the quintessential American sport. And that's not me saying it. That was Thomas Edison. But when it comes to that sort of stuff, and talking about that, it mainly comes down to, look, we do it out of fun. Of course, we don't want to hurt anybody at all. We just want a functioning country to work. But in lieu of the events of last week, particularly the absolutely brutal assassination and murder of Charlie Kirk, and I know we are mostly, and I say mostly because we tend to go off topic and off the rails, pun intended, a lot here on this channel, mostly an infrastructure, mainly passenger rail channel. Okay? And yeah, we have this space open also, too, because we're mainly more on the right, for sure. A lot of us are. And there's not that many spaces available, if not many especially for a lot of young men out there. So, yeah, it is fantastic for us to go ahead and talk about this sort of stuff because we just want a functioning country. We want to make America great. We want to make American rails. American Railroad's great again. If I can actually get that. Yeah, by the way, you can see the room is littered with a lot of gaming objects around, a lot of baseball bats. But when it comes to that, look, we understand that it's going to take a lot to get this country going, and we want to do it the right way. But unfortunately, those on the other side tend to just go ahead and say, and this is why, I don't know. Well, first of all, if you guys haven't seen Sam Hyde's This Is You, that was published a day ago, go watch that. Go watch that. But before we get to the rest of the stuff, you guys need to hear. This is what the other side is saying, by the way.
Liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponents.
By the way, apologies for the... this guy has more viewers than me. By the way, it's Hassan Piker, a person we love to hate. Anyway.
Guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their... All
right, I'm going to stop it, actually, because I'm going to probably get the channel get a strike or whatever. I don't look, this is what they're talking about. Yeah, we got a lot. And that's the thing. All that we're doing is we want a country that works. And we are being railroaded or attempting to be railroaded by a lot of crazy... Absolutely. Look at this. Letting blood soak on the street. None of us are talking about that on the site. So when it comes to like saying, when people criticize the bad thing, yeah, I get it. But you know what? We are nowhere near this level of disgusting. It's just a completely different context. Completely different context. Anyway, let's get to the news. All right. Oh man. So, yeah, Brightline has not been having a good time. We started this September thinking this is going to be a wonderful September, and I at least try to keep it that way, at least on the pre-show to have that on there. September Eurobeat remix. But since Amtrak, it's kind of been kind of downhill from here. I don't want to say downhill. This sort of stuff happens all the time when it comes to, but this crash is pretty crazy over here. So this one over here, warning graphic, and it's not Charlie Kirk graphic at all. But by the way, if you are a guy, you do need to see that. You need to understand that this is what they want to do to you. And like that old Sam Hyde quote, they want you dead and they think it's funny. And this is the kind of stuff that we're up against. It's like, again, we're trying to at least look on our side. We just want to talk about trains. We just want working infrastructure, working transportation systems. That hard, but apparently it's hard for some people. It's apparently hard for some people over here. Okay, because this just happened. This is nothing new when it comes to again. Let's see. Eleonora Mitchell of 83 years old. Look, it's Florida. You're going to have a lot of retirees and octogenarians. It's just what it is. From Rockledge, driving through the crossing arm and into the path of the train where her car exploded on impact. And yeah, she did not make it. But anyway, let's go ahead and see that. You're not going to see anything too, let's put it this way, nothing too violent. But it's the news. So there you are. Nothing too much so far. You're hearing it honking. Honking. It's a honking. There's bells. There's the crossing arms. Let's see how much. Okay, well, up there. Okay, there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, definitely hit the arms. There comes Brightline. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so 184. By the way, if I had a nickel for every time I saw ambulances right at the scene of when it happens, I'd have 2 nickels. But that'd be quite a lot, especially since it doesn't happen that much. The fact that there were 2 ambulances right there. I'm not saying anything. I just think that the serendipity of that is it's really high. Then again, it's Florida. You have a lot of retirees, octogenarians, people that are pretty old, and they're croaking all the time, especially now. But yeah, look, they're going to keep pushing this sort of stuff when it comes to Brightline over here, and you can obviously see there from the video. This is not at all Brightline's fault. Not at all. She pushed it. She kept going. She went through. Fortunately, a person that should not have been driving. Unfortunately, very sad that happened. But look, multiple chances. We heard. Well, now you're hearing that. You're hearing the crossing gates. You're hearing the bells. You have the horns. You have the gates. This person still kept going now. Who knows? Maybe her car. Unfortunately, with a lot of these people, most people don't know how to drive. That's what happens. Even this one, I don't know why she would try to do that. Sue Yates said, "I don't know why she was in such a hurry." Well, yeah. But look, let's be realistic here, okay? Just in the state of Florida alone, this is the reality. You are 14 times more likely to be killed by a semi-trailer than by a Brightline chain on a per capita basis. Okay, because in just 2023 alone, there were 341 fatalities by semi-trailers in just the state of Florida alone, just by semi-trailers. We're not talking about car accidents or anything like, or total car accidents, because that's over 42,000 people a year, the highest in any developed country. Okay, the highest just by far, and the highest per capita. So it ticks off both boxes. Okay, so you're not more likely to get killed by Brightline train. You're more likely to get killed by this. Okay, by that. Speaking of some of the issues that we have here in our country, yeah, that's what we need to watch out more for. Okay, Not not Brightline. That anyway. Brightline. Again, we have to talk about the news, and we can't sugarcoat things or anything like that. But we have to talk about what's going on. And then we talk about solutions as well, because again, we don't want to just leave you guys like, well, there's the bad news, bye, see ya. But we want to go ahead and show you, hey, this is what's going on, this is the reality, and this is what's going on. Brightline is really trying to get some more funding for it, for Brightline West. Right now, there's been a new slew of articles right now at NPR coming out saying that Brightline hasn't been keeping up or hasn't been able to get to the level of funding that they initially thought that they were going to get. It's still alive. It's still going. They're still building. But that's just what's going on. But here you go. At least, hey, there you go. Politicians doing the thing they love to do. It's the ribbon cutting or putting a little hammer in the spike, whatever. But look, at least the thing over here. Look, here's at least a good thing with Brightline. Even the Trump administration, which is trying to strip federal funding from another high-speed rail project in California, is on board with Brightline West so far. Quote, I would love to see high-speed rail in America, said U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy last month. I don't think it should be just be in China, Europe, Japan, others that have high-speed rail. So there you go. At least there's a little bit of a glimmer of hope. At least they're not, the Trump administration is not trying to outright, in fact, it seems that they support it, which is at least a good thing. They're not going to try to strip the funding away from Brightline West, from the grants that were already received by the last administration. We just wish that they could be able to get more. Let's keep going through the article. Some good news, especially since we're talking about California. First hydrogen fuel cell battery electric passenger train will serve riders on the 9-mile air corridor of Metrolink San Bernardino line. So there we go. I think it's the world's first in the world first hydrogen fuel cell battery electric passenger train. For sure in the state in the United States. I know Stadler has done these sorts of things before, particularly in Europe, or they show demos. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it's been an actual revenue service. It's the first time it's actually in revenue service, which is pretty cool. That sort of stuff is cool to see, that there's at least a change in technology and some sort of way forward. Speaking of California again, some good news. Okay, we're bringing some good news to you guys in California. There we go. Brightline West has yet to begin construction. Well, they have begun going ahead and doing the preparations for construction. That's not full-on construction, but they have been preparing for it. So, yeah. 300 crossings need to be made safer. I mean, I don't know how much safer a crossing needs to be made at this point, apart from just separating the separating the right-of-way. But that's not pragmatic at all. The project can start as early as 2027, so they've released a final environmental impact study after Lord knows how long it took them to do this environmental impact study. Now they could start construction for the expansion of the light rail as early as 2027. So that's not even next year. That's the year after. It's something. At least they're trying to build. And look, more power to them, because they're going to need as much as they can possible with the upcoming Olympics in 2028. The funny thing that you can see just from the picture alone, just want you just to see. There's the light rail, the Metro light rail in LA. But look what's all around the area. Do you not notice something? Look at all the construction going around now. Granted, this looks a little skimpy in terms of durability, but look at that. Look at that. High density. These look to be apartment buildings too, because there's balconies and everything else. It looks to be coded to be multi-use and multifunctional. There you go. That's what you need. Transit-oriented development. It's transit-oriented development. Hence the word transit. You need to build transit in order to get more development, or just do more development than transit. But it has to be that. It has to be made for that. And there's been more of this sort of stuff going around the country, at least on the West Coast. So that's a good thing. If there's anything the left coast is doing correctly, that's it. That's about it. Alrighty. an article over here that was pretty interesting to read. And this was just more of a travel article. Title is Amtrak Where America's Public Transit Runs Out of Track. But more or less, this guy takes the Pennsylvanian and goes all the way down to LA. So you can go through this whole article. But let me just go ahead and conclude it. Amtrak is imperfect. Delays happen. Cars are old. Connection can be brittle. But it remains a national network that millions rely on. Students, seniors, families who do not fly, and travelers who want the country at ground speed. The system works best when policy is steady, funding is patient, and dispatchers give passengers the priority federal law already promises. New trains, repaired tunnels, and dedicated corridors would help. So with a consensus that intercity rail is not luxury, but part of how a large country moves. Until then, the case for trains is the same as it always has been. They connect places and people you miss from 300,000 feet. I'm sorry, from 30,000. We're not that quite high up yet. And they remind you that distance between us and them is its own experience. So, yeah, there you go. People still love traveling around by train. It is still a thing. In fact, there you go. Here's a poster that I found on X. Here you go. Take it easy. Take the train. This is definitely something that you're going to see. Well, this looks familiar. Wow, look at that! Almost a mirror image. Almost a mirror image. Okay, highways are never seen as cool unless they're empty and you're speeding along them not at the speed limit. That's the only time when highways are cool. When there's nobody on it and you can, play some synthwave or something like that, or if you're really daring, play some thrash metal, and good luck if you get a ticket. But I mean, there you go. The train has always been the train has been part of America since industrialization. America would not be where it is today without the train. But let's keep moving. Let's keep going here. Let's see. Speaking of, wow, since we don't have the train and we are stuck with this the bottom solution, this is what's been going on in the middle of the country here. Thousands of Americans told to avoid refueling cars, urged to delay refueling their cars amid concerns of over high air pollution levels. So in Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Texas, because ground level ozone levels are too high, and they're telling you don't. Oh, wait. Here's what they're telling you. The Indiana Department of Environmental Management told residents in the affected area walk, bike, carpool, or use public transportation. Now, I've only been living in the state of Indiana since the beginning of 2018. So yeah, about 8 years. So yeah. There's not really too much that you can walk or bike. Not too many people carpool, and there's not much in terms of public transportation here in the state. There is, but not too much. Avoid using the drive-through and combine errands into one trip. Avoid refueling your vehicle using gasoline-powered lawn equipment until after 7 p.m. All this sort of stuff for something that we don't have. By the way, you want to see something really stinky? Here you go, a coal-fired power plant in Petersburg, Indiana. Now, if only there was a magic rock that could heat up water and only just give off water vapor and give us an immense amount of electricity. If only. But that's not the only thing bad thing in the car industry, by the way. We're going to go a little bit here in the car industry because this is what we're stuck with. And this is why change is inevitable. It's just happening. We're watching the downfall of a broken system. And we're trying to go ahead and build a system that actually works. We're seeing a great rebalancing over here. The great rebalancing, you can call it, if we're going to take the other side's the great replacement. We're not going to replace anybody. We're going to rebalance. We're going to bring back American railroads because Nissan, it doesn't look like they're doing so well. They shut down design studios in U.S., Brazil, and downsized London and Japan operations. I don't have to go to the whole article. If you have any common sense, you know that's not good. Nissan has not been doing very well for a pretty long time. They're probably not going to make it past the decade, which is sad. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is. Speaking of going up in flames, yeah, a Corvette Z06 blew up while refueling, but that's not the only thing. So again, you don't see this when it comes to much to other forms of transportation, just combusting and blowing up on fire. But this is apparently a thing, by the way, for Corvettes because there's a recall for this. Yeah, there's a recall for most of these because apparently the fuel is going out. Here it is. Recently, these high-performance cars were recalled by GM while refueling. Spilled gasoline can pool in the filler door area, and if one of the nearby cooling fans is running, the gas and its volatile fumes can get sucked into the hot engine compartment, which can lead to an explosion. Yeah. So it's not just Teslas that are blowing up, but that. But speaking of electric vehicles, it's again. If this is what's happening to the car industry as a whole, you can only imagine electric vehicles because electric vehicles, well, they're not really accessible for the average American. Okay, the average price of a new car has gone up to almost $50,000, if not past $50,000. When just back in 2019 alone, it used to be $35,000. So we've seen almost a 15K jump in just about 5 years, give or take. And used cars have gone up a lot. But Rivian is probably going to be the next big electric car company. If there's one electric car company, one at least American electric car company that's going to stay for a good long time, it's going to be Tesla. And mainly because, well, they have a lot of cars. That's as simple as that. They've been around for a long time. It's going to be hard to shake the only problem that Tesla is facing is, well, one, Elon Musk. He can't figure out what he's doing. And two, BYD, the Chinese. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Chinese in just a bit. I'm trying to brush this through as fast as I can. I got about 3 more minutes. I'm gonna get there. But yeah, they're now trying to build a $5 billion facility in Georgia, which is too little, too late. But yeah, these cars are ridiculously expensive. I've only seen a good amount of Rivians. Probably after Teslas. Rivian is probably the most electric cars that I see around here in this area. But yeah, starting at $71,000. Okay, well that's a little expensive, but maybe you can get a used Rivian, right? Let's see what's local around in the area. What can I get? What is the cheapest Rivian? Oh, $45,000 for a used electric car from 2022 with almost 70,000 miles, and that's let me see, that's over in. Wherever, in Illinois, somewhere in Illinois. Well, I wouldn't have to worry too much because the price history, if you can... this is the funny thing about the pricing for electric automobiles, by the way. If you want to talk about depreciation, well, holy depreciation on this one, Batman, because this car started listing at $51,000. Basically, every 2 weeks, it has just gone down and down and down. And it's now at $45,000. So it's within the span of 3 months, 4 months. 4 months, it's gone down to $45,000. Hey, give it another 4 months, maybe you can snag it $40,000. You have a real good deal on a used electric car, right? I'm pretty sure that's going to last you a long time. We don't need trains. Forget it. We can just make everything electric, right? Don't worry. We'll be A-okay. Well, no. No, because new study reveals EV battery failures spike after 8 years. Now, we've known about this for a good bit. This is one of the big reasons why people don't want to have electric vehicles, because they're not really durable and they're not really dependable in the long term. Now, there's this whole push to go ahead. You don't have to do maintenance or anything that sort of much. If you're leasing an electric vehicle, sure. But if you're buying it, this is something you're going to depend on for 10 years. This is going to be the family car, and your kids are going to grow up in it, and they're going to drive this thing until the wheels fall off. Well, the battery's going to fall off before. Well, the wheels probably will too, because the torque that these cars produce burns through the wheels. But the battery probably won't last. But hey, what about that time that Elon Musk talked about swapping batteries? And he even made this whole big thing that it was going to be, if you guys remember this video, right? That it would be much quicker than going ahead. Man, have times have changed. This was back in 2014 when this came. No, 2013. Man, 12 years ago when he talked about this. So he's showing off an Audi A. Okay, I don't know what happened, guys, but OBS just disconnected for those of you on YouTube. Sorry, folks. I don't know what happened, but here we are. But yeah, back to what we're saying. Yeah, look at how quick it was to swap out the battery. It never took off. It never took off. According to this guy in the article, he believes the biggest reason why was the batteries are known to degrade over time. Well. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. There you go. Your car will instantly depreciate the moment you swap your newer battery for someone else's older, degraded battery. And it's not like Tesla is going to start switching out and handing out batteries or doing some sort of battery rehab program or anything like that. Because each of these things, well, it's $10,000. $10,000 per battery, more or less. Yeah. But things have not been going too well for Musk. If it's not just the electric batteries, well, Boring Company, Las Vegas tunnel operations halt after worker sustains a crushing injury. We don't have to go too much into that. If only there was an alternative to the clown world solution that we've been given. We're just building more roads. Now we're trying to depend on electric automobiles that apparently are not ready for prime time. They're not ready for prime time, and this country just needs a different alternative. But that's unfortunately what China has been doing. In fact, so much far that now they're going to build a $500 million line in South America. That's right, folks. Monroe Doctrine apparently isn't a thing over here in the United States, and we've completely flubbed that. But here we go. Yeah, and they're going to in Chile between Santiago and Melipilla. Melipilla. I've never heard of that city. I'm not too familiar with Chile, so I wouldn't know. But Melipilla, I think that's what it is. Okay, Santiago to Melipilla. But yeah, $500 million wear-away contract. This is not just a planning thing. They've won the contract. They've won it. So yeah, this is what we're missing out on because we can't get our crap in gear. We can't go ahead now. We used to be a big exporter of technology. We used to be a big exporter of automobiles, of machinery, of that sort of stuff that we used to build here in America. But now we've become more of a net importer. Okay, I don't know exactly where we are right now with that, but the problem is that, well, China exports a heck of a lot more. And 20 years ago, they weren't doing that much. They were not really building that much until they got into the World Trade Organization, and now look at that. They've gone from that to building maglev, to building connecting their whole entire country with high-speed rail. Wow, we're stuck. Here we go. One of the last few articles over here. Why Asia speeds ahead while Western high-speed rail projects derail. We don't have to go through all this sort of thing. We can just go right to over here. There we go. Why the gap? Here we go. China treated high-speed rail as a national priority, pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into construction, of debt which it will never pay. Funny how that works. Japan, while slower, invested steadily in research and development over decades. It has to do with political will and long-term planning. Have I not been saying this for years? Have I not been saying this for years? Yeah. If you make it a priority and you work on it and you do it right, yeah, we could be doing this. We could be doing this. By the way, I got to see if I can find that video of the maglev again. You guys can see just how quick these things are if you're not too familiar with them. But yeah, there's tons of look at that. There you go. That's something that we could have over here. We could have been had here in the U.S. But unfortunately, when it comes to our rail systems, we've only gone backwards. This was close to the peak of intercity passenger rail network on the top, January 1st, 1962, and there, March 1st, 2005. Now, The only thing we have done since 2005 is a red line between here and here. That's about it. I mean, it's a start. It's a start. But, yeah. Some of these lines have gotten better. Now there's more density, at least over here. Definitely over here. And over here now. But that's more or less it. That's more or less it. This is unfortunately where our country is right now. For those of you who don't know, 95% of Houston looks like this. And not just Houston, this could be everywhere. Austin Tunnel here on X. Unfortunately, this is everywhere now. Could be Oklahoma City, Phoenix, Austin, Atlanta, or Charlotte. Sprawl is the processed food of city building, and it's making us sick, depressed, lonely, and bankrupt. Only takes a relatively small group of people to change this, and we must. And that's what we're trying to do here. That is what we're trying to do. Yeah, good urbanism is family friendly. That's what we're trying to do. Not have people stuck in traffic 3 hours a day. It can either be made for people or made for cars. And that's the major difference. Where in this picture, and we'll end it right over here. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be here? Or do you want to be up here? Where do you want to be? All right, I'm done. I went a little bit over, but there we go. All right, the lounge. The lounge is open, folks. Grab a drink, grab a snack. Come on in. It's time for some conversation. As for me, I'm going to have a ice cream float. So let's bring everybody in. Welcome aboard. Come on in. If you have your hand up, you're invited to speak. Come on in. There we go.
Hello.
Ew.
Am I sounding well?
Yep, loud and clear, man.
Can anybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
it's working.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, you guys are all loud and clear. How's it going?
Two more.
All right. So, floor is yours. We can either talk about any of the articles here, unless you guys have brought any articles as well that we can talk over.
I probably bought one article and came up recently today.
Okay. There we are. Oh, there we are. Speaking of Amtrak, there we go. We've only been. This is something that's already done, but now they're just reiterating this. Amtrak gets priority over freight in legal settlement. Freight operator Norfolk Southern has agreed to prioritize Amtrak trains and work with the agency to identify the cause of delays on the Crescent Line. Good, because that is the law, and that's what it should be. So this should have been a pretty
Technically,
quick.
it's been the law since Amtrak was created, so they've not been following the law since '71.
Yeah.
Technically, well, they sit on the lines. Well, the freight company's on the lines.
Yeah. But this is yeah,
Okay.
that's some good news.
Okay, hang on there, ARC.
All right, dumb
Cannot reveal
trucker.
Hollywood secret. You can't reveal Hollywood secret. The secret to blowing up shit is having recalls on gas tanks.
Oh yeah, talking about the Corvette. Here we go. Let's bring that up.
Yeah. That's how they blow shit up. Just get the recall.
There you go. I mean, which would you rather be in right now? Would you rather be in a Ford Pinto or a Corvette Z06 right now? A C8 Z06.
There's two different cars,
Kinda.
and they got two different situations.
Well, that car looks like it's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
well,
buff that
I
out.
think that
Uh,
that Corvette's a write-off.
They gotta.
it looks like it just went through a
Yeah.
Whistling Diesel episode. Yeah.
Looks
No,
like,
don't worry, guys. Look,
looks like it just like some of the
then he'll
movie.
build it back up. Don't
Hang
worry.
on. Yeah, what's that movie where the two brothers basically are running from the cops with that
Blues
Dukes of-
Brothers.
Whereas,
Yeah.
brothers? Looks like this got done with the Blues Brothers movie.
it's
Yeah,
Hey,
but the Blues
maybe-
Brothers was an
maybe-
amazing
that's a car
movie.
fire.
You gotta
Maybe
see it
it
again.
jumped the ramp when the concrete buckled in the heat. Had to walk
Got-
around.
It's got cop shocks, cop brakes, and well, it's a little bit fried. But there you go.
right.
Okay. Oh, speaking of here, hold on. David Jackson put a good point over here. Speaking about the last article in terms of why Norfolk Southern did this, it may not have to do more of just what the law is. It may have to do to just get some free bounty points over a certain legal decision or merger decision that's going to be made. He says because NS wants the merger, which is seems like a plausible reason as to why they're being so lenient now with Amtrak and with the federal government.
It's gonna become another Conrail. I see it happening.
Yeah,
You know,
I have a feeling
It's gonna be
it's
another
I'm not
Conrail.
sure. Dude,
it's just
I
not a
don't
good
know
idea.
Because both
I,
these,
yeah, I didn't know
remember,
if
New York Central and the Pennsylvania Railroad were had financial issues. The Union Pacific and NS are having similar issues. What do? You merge. And what's going to happen? You're going to have financial issues. They're still
it's
going to
really
have the
good
same
news.
issues.
Listen, being
NS
that
is refusing to pay money to the people and sticking East Palestine, which I'm shocked is still talked about because it should be done and over with by now.
Yeah, we're not letting the East Palestine thing go at all. That was an absolutely
that was it. That was
yeah.
an accident when it happened, and nobody wants to take responsibility.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's all a Norfolk Southern, and they keep pushing and shirking responsibility on everybody else. No, it's not our fault. It's the manufacturer of the chemicals' fault. No, it's not our fault. It's the manufacturer of the car who put them there's fault. It's everybody else's fault but ours.
Just because the manufacturer did build the car doesn't mean it's going to have problems. Like if I have a breakdown on my truck, it's not on Kenworth to fix it. That's on us to fix it.
It seems
that
like
is
a car.
on you, Norfolk Southern, to fix it. You went away to precision schedule railroading, and now you're biting the dust because you decided to do that. CSX learned it was a bad thing. Good for them going away from it.
Yeah. Listen, if your brakes are gone bad, what do? Take it to your mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If something's broken, not a mechanic. You take it to people who know how to fix it.
By the way,
they're going to fix it like that.
Yeah, this is just in the last month from August 6, 2025. The court dismissed, I know we've mentioned it before, the court dismissed Norfolk Southern suit seeking to share East Palestine costs with rail car owners and the chemical companies. So this is the thing. It's just, again, no consequences, no changes. Yeah.
So what's the change?
They know they're going to take they know they're taking the full blame for it. They just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. This is not the chemical company's fault. We know what vinyl chloride was. They knew what it was and everything. Okay. Yeah. Dow Chemical Company. Yeah. They
trusted Norfolk Southern.
Yeah. They
trusted Norfolk Southern.
I'm saying.
Yeah. This is not their fault. I mean, they're fault for a lot of other stuff. Okay.
That's not the whole story.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Well, the problem with it is they're demanding immunity from the consequences that are their actions. And if anybody gives them the immunity they seek, do not be surprised if this happens again. But if they do not get the immunity from the consequences of their actions and they have to face accountability, things are going to change. The only problem is those that want the immunity already know that if they get it, that they can walk away with all the issues behind them. But if they don't get it and they have to face the music, they're losing their job. So you have to see it from multiple sides.
Bingo. I really hope when Norfolk Southern, if this gets approved, that Union Pacific takes over and not Norfolk Southern, because Union Pacific will actually pay it. They'll probably actually pay the full price.
I don't know.
Get this price out of the way so we go spend money on everything, on other things.
I don't have too much confidence in Union Pacific either. They're a bit better, but that's not saying much.
You're right. You make a point there. You make a point.
Yeah.
Because they may not give two shits about it, but they need to. Because if they're going to spend money on anything else, you should get something that's been pushed back so long out of your way. Pay it off. Oh, great. We paid it off. Now we can go spend money on other things that need to be upgraded.
Yeah, and
And
it's a bad look on Norfolk Southern too. It's like, look, Dow Chemical Company, okay, kind of a villain in history. I mean, Agent Orange and 2,4-D and a whole bunch of other chemicals that they're still putting into corn, into the water, that are turning the frogs a little freaky, that sort of stuff. Yeah. However, not their fault. It's definitely not their fault, which is saying something. Because again, this is all like we've all been saying. This is all in Norfolk Southern, and the problem is that we're living in a we live in a society. Yeah, okay, but we're living in a society that doesn't have too no not too many consequences for people who do or companies that do bad things. Okay,
No.
That's-
You're wrong there. There are consequences for your actions up to a certain point, and then after then, we're going to socialize the losses to everybody because that company's too big to fail because the government said so.
yeah. Again, regulations are completely backwards.
Well, listen, if this was
Yeah,
being a set,
regulations-
would you do the same then?
well, they're lifting up on the regulations, which is great because people need to learn what people need to learn. Actions have consequences. Stupid shit has stupid consequences.
Yeah. So let me see. Is any other articles or anybody else that somebody wants to talk about?
Well, going
Okay.
back to a previous article on the idea that the electric batteries become
Oh yeah,
extra problems after 8 years. We've already known for over a decade that
just
when it comes to the
you know
battery
what they're
electric
gonna
vehicles,
probably do.
All right, dump trucker. Let's
Sorry.
let everybody speak.
yeah, we've known for over a decade that when it comes to battery electric vehicles, the batteries are good for 7 to 10 years before they need to be replaced, and that's being generous. And then let's see earlier Mr. Reed's rail videos and more asked about natural gas powered cars. That is a viable alternative, but once you break it down, you have to pressurize it similar to that of the hydrogen powered vehicles, and sure, you're getting similar power for less emissions, but as David Jackson pointed out, you can only fill up those tanks so much, so you're sacrificing range in order to get it.
Well,
What?
you want to know something that was developed a long time ago that car
You
dealers
mean
did
the
not like? Sorry, what was that? No.
are you talking about the hydrogen fuel cell for the Apollo missions? Or are you talking
No.
about
If somebody a long time ago made a car powered by water. It
yeah, I
has
know.
been said.
Multiple people have done it.
Yeah. And what's usually happened to those
Throw it
multiple people?
away. The big dealerships, the big builders say, nope, we don't like this because you're taking away our money. Bye bye. Take the plants, throw it into the shredder, and then burn it.
Well, and that's a sad thing. Is when it comes to even the automobile industry themselves, whenever there's an actual good idea or something that is particularly from American car makers, because you don't really see this in all the other car makers except for maybe a couple, but particularly GM, like what they had with their EV1, and this was documented in Who Killed the Electric Car. Well, GM made the electric car and then killed the electric car. They didn't allow people to buy it outright. They only leased it, and they only figured out that it wasn't going to make them any money because the car actually ran well and didn't need that much maintenance. So after a while, GM said, forget it, we're taking back all the cars. And what did they do to the EV1s? Well, they basically crushed all of them. There's only a handful of them left, and they're mainly in museums. Which is sad. We could have had an electric car.
It was a documentary, and it was even a little funeral for the EV1.
Well, the crazy thing is we had gasoline powered, diesel powered, steam powered, and electric powered vehicles in the 1910s and 20s.
Oh yeah,
and we decided
Great
steam engines.
innovation year.
Yeah, it's like steam engines. They're the most powerful, but internal combustion engines had better power to weight ratios. But when it came to battery electric vehicles, the batteries really didn't come around really good until the 1970s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the
because
way,
the battery-
Stanley Steamer
the
doesn't
whole
just
thing-
clean your carpet. Stanley Steamer actually used to be. In fact, they actually had high speed records. By the way, so here's the original Stanley Steamer. They didn't just make your carpets cleaner. They actually had. There you go. Look at that. Record 1903 setting a record mile at the Daytona Beach and Road Course. I think it went like 125 miles an hour, something which was insane back then. It was
Wait,
it was
hang on,
crazy.
what they do?
They
Steam-powered car.
steam powered cars. This we're talking about more than 100 years ago, 122
They
years
made it.
ago.
Wow. I didn't even know Stanley Steamer did that.
Yeah, well, it's
I didn't know.
technically a different Stanley Steamer, but this is the same sort of car. There you go. Yeah, it still works.
Yeah.
It still works.
Yeah.
Stanley
I think. Wait, I think when
Steamer back then. We
I think
made
when the first cars were
cars.
made by
Stanley
Power by
Steamer
Steam.
today. I clean your carpet.
Yeah, they're technically two different companies, but still, yeah, they just happen to have the same name. But the Stanley Steamer,
Yeah.
yes, it was a Stanley Motor Carriage Company. Yeah, and this was back in the days where
It's kind of like how we had America's Southern Railway, and then we had the UK Southern Railway.
yeah, and this is where you get the height of honestly, you start to see more innovation and a better economy, a more resilient economy when you have more distributed smaller businesses that are doing this sort of stuff. Like Justin, like you would have in like the state of Indiana alone, I believe, had like 24 automobile manufacturers. Of course, not all of them survived. I mean, Duesenberg is probably one of the best known ones and still absolutely legendary. But yeah, this is back. David Jackson made a good point. Back when he worked in the railroads in the 80s, there were 20 Class 1 railroads. And now we're going to be down to 4. Or actually 3, and then there'll probably be 2 after we have 3.
And
So
then
yeah.
one, and then we'll just have one.
Yeah. So
Then they would be nationalized.
the monopolization. Yeah.
You know how many lines are probably going to be abandoned if the merges go through?
Yeah. It's not
Probably.
good.
Left,
Right.
right, forward, center,
Listen,
everywhere, backward.
There's a lot of customers in all different lines.
A lot of what?
A lot of customers.
Yes, but they're going to eliminate lines they didn't need. So, like if UP and NS used to run next to each other, but now they're merged, they're just going to tear those out. They're going to probably bring those together, or tear out one of the side and put a track on the other side.
Dump trucker.
Yeah. Oh, here's man of the hour here, David Mitchell.
All right, I can hear everybody now. Hey guys,
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear
Loud
you.
and clear.
I just now got on my 15.
Yay.
So
Cool.
how are everybody tonight?
Pretty
We're
chill.
doing good. Pretty good.
Exhausted.
Tell me about it. But
Oh, but
hey,
I've been up since like 5
We
a.m.
can talk about the merger.
Oh man.
hey
Yeah,
guys,
get some rest. We won't leave you up for too long, man.
hey guys, guess what begins next week on Sunday?
What?
What's next week?
Fall begins next week.
Autumn begins.
Well, it
And that's
really
cool.
don't feel like fall here.
Actually,
It certainly
according-
feels like second summer.
actually,
Uh,
and what's even more confusing is that to some cultures,
Darius, I
in
think
some
you're. Oh,
measurements, it's actually the middle of autumn.
I thought my phone was cut out.
22nd could,
I know,
September
science-
22nd, according to some measures, most
Yeah,
measures, could be
scientific-
as actually the
scientific-
middle of autumn.
Darius, I think your internet connection is not working too well because it's cracking in and out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's kind of breaking
Yeah,
a little bit.
that was weird. I was like, did my phone cut out again?
Like, did my
Oh,
phone?
yeah.
I was moving my head so I get a connection.
It's like I may be 31, but I'm not having a stroke right now, am I?
No.
You better not be having a
I
stroke. right
hope
now.
not.
That's bad for your
No.
health.
If you're having a
Don't
stroke,
think
we're
about
gonna
that.
call 911.
How much sugar did they put in this root beer? I don't know what's going on
By
now.
the way, I got up and it say we did got another railroad bought up by another short line.
Shoreline Road?
Ooh,
Yep.
Got the
by
link?
another short line. They took the railroad from Genesee and Wyoming.
Which
I did-
railroad?
There
I
we go.
did put the article in.
David never fails with the short line news here. The king of the short lines.
He loves shorelines. I think he's a shortline foamer.
I am.
Alrighty. Pins lead to acquire Alabama short line from GMW. There you go. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff. But this is better news, honestly, than a lot of the bigger railroad class one sort of stuff. Because again, this just shows you that, okay, this is small, local business, localized businesses that are continuing to grow and provide for their local area. You cannot just go ahead and grab this entire railroad and outsource it over to China or outsource it over to India or wherever it is. Okay, you can only build this here. You can only hire local. You can only train local, or you should be training local. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Genesee in Wyoming is kind of a class one in a sense that they own a lot of short lines.
Yeah.
Do they own the track as well?
Yeah. But
So there's nothing stopping them from upgrading the infrastructure to allow for electrification.
but I also got some more good news, and I did put the article for the next good news in, and the dark new silver line began service in October.
All right. Speaking of, that's good.
We just have to wait 45 days.
There we are.
40 days later, 20. Please wait. We will be back in line. Please wait another month.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
all right, so good news for California, good news for Texas.
We it cloud out Washington, which is
Darius, your internet connection or something is really bad, man.
You kind of in and out.
We want to hear what you're saying, but there's something wrong with your internet. Try restarting or something like that. We'll bring you back in.
Oh, by the way, y'all are going to laugh at this. I'm going to be funny. You know them dang on liberals who are idiots?
You're gonna have to narrow that down.
That's a lot. It's a little too broad.
Of them out there.
A little too broad, David. We gotta bring that down.
Narrow that down. You gotta narrow that down to like a TikTok username or a certain group of people.
We already brought up Hassan Piker already. I think that's enough for today.
It's not that retarded. Not that retarded.
Not that one. I knew. Good thing you brought them. I was thinking exactly about that one.
Fascination.
Oh man. Okay, David, go ahead and put the meme then.
All right. So it's not a meme, but the people who are making fun of the assassination are getting fired left and right from it.
Oh yes. That's
I could have warned about that, but very few would have listened.
They deserve that totally. I don't forget beating them up. Just get them fired.
Oh, by the way, here's something else I will send into the live chat.
Yeah.
If you swap the races of everyone in this picture, Charlotte would be burning to the ground today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, you guys. Go ahead and hold on. Let me just check on something real quick. I'll be right back. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Don't burn down the stream. Give me just a sec.
By the way, I got something really cursed right here.
Oh
no.
Anybody?
Oh no. Burn that. Burn it to the ground.
Burn it.
We're gonna burn that to the ground.
Get your matches and light it on fire. Get some gasoline on that sucker. Burn the hole.
The police waifu.
I'm back. Apologies, guys. My wife stubbed her toe, and I heard like a loud ow. I'm like, okay, what happened? She stubbed her toe. No, she's okay. She's okay though.
Demetrius, listen to me very carefully. Do not show that to the YouTube side. They will throw up.
No. We repeat, do not show that to the YouTube side.
Do not show what?
You did ready.
All righty, hold on. I'm gonna move this over. again, thank you for the warning. That's what we need.
Just burn. We're gonna quietly go find out where that's at and burn it to the ground.
You know what's funny? Didn't the Marines do something like this before? Like they tried to do like some sort of anime recruitment thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh wait, hang on. That was a Biden era when they just let all the recruiting officers become gay.
Oh man.
Come on.
Oh, by the way, here's something funny.
Okay, yeah, I see it. I got it. There you go. Alrighty.
That's good.
To give my wife some credit, she actually she benched 135 for 2 reps last weekend. So yeah, let's give a round of applause to that. That was wow. So
Hey, Dimitri,
I'll
by
tease
the
him.
way,
Oh man.
I put photos of the old trolley system we had here in my home city, you know?
Do you have some on that you can share? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, nice! Look at that. Yeah, this is what America used to have, guys. You didn't have to own a car. You can see in the corner there is an automobile right there in the corner. But there you go. That's what we used to have back when we had a country.
And
There you
I'm
go.
about to. Also, I got a copy of the map that of Charleston streetcar system.
And Demetrius, so remember, hi ho.
Wait, let me see. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me read this first. The original public transit system.
Strike,
All right, hold on.
especially with something very dear. To
Hold
a
on.
big
All
company.
right, hold on. The original public system in Charleston,
Yes,
founded in 1888. Wow. Operating cars for a couple of years, electric cars like that above. There you go. In 1888,
Yeah, like-
electric. There you go, guys. It used to be different.
But you see the cable car map right here that I have?
Yeah.
It was the streetcar system for downtown Charleston back in the day you know?
Yeah, that's
Well, Charleston. See, the problem, the issue, Charleston is real. My boy's giving out on me today.
you got to drink something there, jump trucker.
Oh, I've discovered a new voice. If you want to hear it, I'll do it real quick.
Oh, man.
No, you can save it for next time.
Oh, I kind of feel like doing it.
Okay, I guess I'm not the only one having a stroke.
My voice is gonna kill me.
But here, Jane, it was Ford that bought our streetcar system. For the Charleston streetcar system, it was Ford with their bus company that bought it back in the day.
It wasn't GM this time. It was Ford. Oh,
Yep.
man.
So for people who don't know, Ford did own buses. They own their own bus company too. It was not just GM, but Ford had also done it too.
Well, don't forget,
What
Ford
buses?
got into the truck business too. Ford got almost into everything.
Well,
Same
it
with both.
did a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here's something I want to speak about that before I get interrupted because I do got 15 minutes. But I will say this: it's that people always forget about, but the interurbans were victim, like, and I'm talking about the freight interurban. They were also victims of the trucking companies, or technically like the automobile company who build their own trucks too, you know? Most people don't know about that because here at Jane, like peer building can work. Or for people who don't know, it's that when all the streetcars and stuff were being bought up too, they also bought up it and replaced it with trucks too. Most people don't know about that. That, like, a ton of the streetcar cars and all that are replaced. Most people don't even know about it. Am I right, Dimitri?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that you've seen in most large American cities where the majority of it gets developed, or at least within the inner urban area, with streetcars, and then around the 1920s and 30s is when you start to see the consolidation or buy-up, particularly in the 1940s by General Motors in the streetcar conspiracy, which is an absolutely real thing. In fact, that was one of the bases for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. To see, yeah, we got to do like a movie night. We got to definitely see Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely got to be, especially for Halloween coming
we
up.
have game night and a movie night.
There we are.
Oh yeah, that should be a good. But I will bring the up. A lot of people think, oh, it's fake, oh, it's a hoax. Because here at St. They lie about this stuff in history books. Like if you look at history book and history documentary talking about American passenger rail, and they say, oh, the car and the plane took the rider away from the train. Biggest lie in the history books and in history documentary because they all say the same thing. Because here's the thing.
Do enough damage that it can no longer sustain the weight. His head is going.
It's the biggest lie out there, and most people don't even know about it. Like here, team.
Well, the problem is it's partially true. It's just so partial that they can expand it past the point of actual relevance.
I know,
Because,
and here at St. I would think about it because I always bring it up. If it was true, then why don't you see it in Europe and Asia? And the fact is, and a ton of people always tell me because Europe and Asia are poor. They really are not poor. My wife's home country, the Philippines, you can rent an apartment for $20 a month. And in Europe, I'm going to read up about Europe, you can go on 6 to 8 weeks of vacation a year. You get, if you're a mother and you have a baby, you get 3 years of paid maternity leave. If you're a dad, you get 1.5 years of paid maternity leave. Here in the U.S., you might only get 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 1. And the mother, they only get about a month to 2 months of unpaid maternity leave. And if you're a dad, you can just forget it, you know?
Yeah, it's just so much that's just terrible in this country right now. We just don't treat people how we should be in this country. It's just simple as that. I mean, there's so much more that we can go into when it comes to. I mean, we're just in a bad spot.
That there's so many ways that those quote unquote third world nations are actually more sustainable to a real family who's trying to make it up.
I know, and here's the thing. I'm gonna bring it up.
And we're supposed to be helping people get the American dream. Yeah.
People are going to get mad when I say this, but the U.S. is a poor country masquerading as a rich country right now.
No, it's true. No, I completely agree. I heard it. I forget which who said it on a live stream or who it was, but one of the some podcasts I was listening to that basically the United States is a somewhat functioning Latin American country, and it's true. I mean, when you see, when you look at pictures of what Cuba looks like right now, or like any other broken Latin American country, it's like, yeah, you know what, roads that are falling apart, corrupt governments and companies, conspiring together, and there's really no help for the actual working class or anything like that. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we are right now.
Yeah, and that thing people don't realize it. And here the funny thing is that we could be doing better. Like heck, even me, where I work almost 50 to 60 hours a week, and I still don't have enough money to rent an apartment out.
No, that's honestly that shouldn't be even. This shouldn't even be a story in America. Anybody working even just 40 hours or 30 hours should be able to have a place that they could be able to afford themselves. We've done something. Something has gone terribly wrong. We know what it is, and we can talk all night.
HOAs. It's HOAs and keeping my property values up.
No, it's you got BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. I mean, look, there's just way too much of it going on.
Areas all strict, nice and clean.
Let's not forget the inventors.
By the way, I got an update on him. Fitly, he have been put on the death penalty.
Who has?
The one that killed him.
Who killed the what's his face? It's just terrible. But the thing that still hits me, I mean, apart from Kirk just being, he's 2 weeks older than me. The guy was born October 14th, 1993. I was born 29th. I mean, the guy's been around for quite a while, and he'd been making just how many people he brought into the fold, and just the political journey that he made. On our side, we didn't really, I didn't agree too much with most of everything he said. I was already going from the right that he is, but now it's just, it's like you killed the moderate. No, not just killed him, you murdered him in like an absolutely just awful, terrible way.
All in cold blood, which
No.
makes it even worse.
It's absolutely unfortunate. It's just disgusting.
Oh, by the way, I did send a and the saying that actually speaks volume. Like, read it.
Yeah, there you are. It's true. If you believe people deserve to be shot for their opinions, don't cry when you get fired for yours. Yeah, and that's the very least that should be happening. It's
insane what that guy did to Charlie. That was a fascist move. The left say that they're not fascist, but what they did right there on the 10th, that was a fascist move.
I was just saying, this is something you see, like what happened, like when the communists took over Russia or in Spain or in Cuba. It's like the same sort of stuff that you have. This is what happens. It's just this outright political violence, and then the right just tries to hold on as much as possible until it just becomes so unbearable. It's just like, you know what? Now we have to full on defense, and it's just. I mean, look, from what everybody has been saying, and you, David, like, the frustrations that you're going with your job, and everybody else too. We're all having so much frustration just trying to keep a family afloat and everything else. It's just terrible. Our country is not in a good spot. It's just not. We're trying to do everything we can. There's so many solutions out there to bring back this country to what we need to do, to bring back jobs, to bring back industry, to at least give people a fighting chance. But it's either taking too long, or we just can't, or there's just so many factors fighting against that.
And it's just not just factors from the left, factors from the right as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like
factors
a mess up
from
criminal
all
justice
sides.
system, and their own take on suburbia. I did tell you guys earlier about how Boomeritavilles.
Oh yeah, how
I
Boomeritaville.
want my property value and my benefits.
Oh man, there's a lot that we can say about that. Look, and when it comes to boomerism, it's not just an age group, but I think it's a mentality too, because. Like we've seen with all these, what's going on, like just the Charlie Kirk thing alone, the response from people on the left, and it's mostly younger people, but a lot of it they learned. And I was thinking about this morning, and I've had this thought before, is that a lot of baby boomers have kind of gone through life with very little consequences, and this is where you get like the smug boomer who berates the middle class worker, or berates like someone earning minimum wage, or screams at a restaurant. Or that sort of caring attitude. And I've met like people like this, like there's one baby boomer with a Bentley that just double parks, and then he tries to start crap at me because I said like nice parking space, and like I just laugh and walk away. It's kind of like that Boondocks episode. It's like, wait a second, I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to make a fight with you. You're gonna be like gone in like 5 years, or like after your 5th divorce, like you're gonna get croaked or something like that. It's not worth it. But you have this mentality where I can do stuff, get away with it because it's little to no consequences for me. That started with the boomers, but it really, unfortunately, latched on too much into, I think, into the millennials and some Gen Zers, where you have this mentality that it's metastasized so much that you have, especially these leftist ones that fall. That, their heroes are their 1960s boomer professors that, don't shut up about flipping Woodstock, or don't shut up that they marched down whatever. And that mentality has just exponentially just grown where they can go ahead and laugh about somebody's death or get it. And now when the consequences are finally reaching them, they're freaking out. Again, it's boomerism is not just an age group; it's a mentality that needs to go.
There's a subgroup within the boomers, which are called the hippies right now. Basically,
I thought we agreed not to talk about them.
yeah, yeah, the hippies. Yeah.
You busy tomorrow morning? Because I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow.
Ah, man.
Yeah,
Actually, no.
I work tomorrow morning.
Actually, I don't think I'll work tomorrow morning. So
I'm going to
basically-
go.
I could
It's time
actually,
that America focus on its youth first. American youth first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, that's the thing. When it comes to Charlie Kirk, that's the thing, is that he was really focusing on the youth. Okay, do we have to agree with it? And I know that caveat keeps coming up. It's like, whoa, I didn't, agree too
speaking
much
of
with
that-
Charlie Kirk, but I mean, he didn't deserve that. Yeah. Wholeheartedly agree with that. This is just, he was at least engaging with the youth and all this sort of stuff. This whole thing about debate culture in the United States, I think, has been dead since about, at least since 2016, 2017. It's like that Molyneux
Not
quote.
just the left that has censored
Yeah,
speech.
the time for debate is over.
Oh, speaking of that,
It's not just the left that has drowned out people for speaking out their minds. It's the right and the MAGA as well.
Yeah, Trump derangement syndrome goes both ways. There's Trump derangement syndrome, thinking that he's literally Austrian painter, and the other side of Trump derangement syndrome is that he can do no wrong. He is apt. He is God's second coming, and this. It goes both ways. Trump has definitely shown plenty of faults, and I think his time is already. He's past his peak. He's done his best, and that's already been passed behind him. And it's time to start moving forward. It's been past that time, but we don't have that much control over our country right now. We're just kind of along for the ride. All we can do is do the best that we can for ourselves and our family. Have as best as we can within our community. Yeah, the sort of stuff like with the short lines over here, if we can do more stuff like that, sure, or at least promote more rail and transit-oriented development in our own little neck of the woods. But apart from just the country and what people are feeling as a whole, things are changing. Again, go watch that Sam Hyde video. This is you. Definitely, I'll put a link to that for you guys here in the Discord chat. You got to watch that. But yeah, things are going to be changing.
Oh, speaking of that, I've got something really funny to tell y'all. Do you know what they're calling Gen Alphas right now? They're calling Gen Alpha the Panda generation. They're calling the generation after us pandas. Which, let me be honest, that's a concerning thing, because for people, and I want to bring it up, for people who don't know, pandas are endangered, and it's not because of habitat loss or poaching. It's because pandas refuse to reappropriate,
Yeah.
And this generation, that my generation, the Gen Z and the Alphas are right now, because of how shitty the economy is, they don't want to reappropriate. They don't want to have kids. So they're now saying that we might put the human race in danger or probably on extinction because of the stupid liberals and feminists.
To an extent, I agree. The problem is that we're going to see a great rebalancing. And something happened because we're right at close to 9 billion people in the world.
A little over 8 billion now.
Yeah.
Closest estimate saying we're going to probably peak close to 9.6.
Yeah,
and that's assuming the last estimate was even remotely correct.
Yeah, something. Unfortunately, this is just away from just a cursory look at history. You reach a peak, and then it comes back down, and then it will start to settle again, and then go back up again. I don't know where or when that's going to happen, and you know what? Frankly, I'm not going to try to worry about that much. There's so much out there to worry about, and so much that we're just trying to do over here, just in our own little neck of the woods here on the American Rail Club. It's just like, look, we can't solve all the world's problems. At the very least, let's try to do as much as we can to solve railroads here in the United States. That's all. That's as best as we can do.
That
But
and
dude,
one problem
David.
we can solve is Renell Reed wants to join the. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, who wants to rejoin the call? Renell. Here we go. Let's bring Renell up. Brian Rock Rail fan. Could be like Earth 2100. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that documentary. That came out like at the height of the Obama administration. There was just a lot of pre-programming and a lot of weird stuff out of that documentary. Just a lot of stuff to deep dive onto that. I know I've talked about that a good bit before, but anyway.
I forgot to tell you one thing. You know, insider trading by people in commerce is now illegal. I forgot to tell y'all that.
Insider trading is now, yeah. I don't know how well they're going to really follow along with that. It's like, yeah, okay, there's so many things that are illegal. How much did they get away with?
Because the nickname of the bill is the Pelosi bill.
Hold on, I gotta. Yeah, I've been trying. I'm just trying to push myself away from the news so much. But oh, by the way, Darius, since you mentioned it, here's your. Hold on, let me give you your gnome was working on. Yeah, like I said before, you know, we could fix. Let's say infrastructure was fixed tomorrow, like this, like snap, like magical gnomes and dwarves came out and built Americas. They fixed all the roads. They fixed everything. We have world-class high-speed rail and transit all over the place. How long would it last at the state of where this country is right now? How long would it last?
Well, based on
It depends on
current things, 20 years, and that's being generous.
Yeah.
Well,
You're saying, hey,
depends
20
how
years is
well
better than
the
zero, so that's you're being
Yeah, but if
very
you
generous.
properly maintain it, it'll last a minimum of 50.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We could do better than that.
Yeah,
you
no,
think
we're in a bad spot right now. Look at this. According to, yeah, hold on. Last thing, Darius, as you put this, according to report, only 12% of 30-year-old Americans are married and have a home of their own. That's dark, man. That's some real dark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, guys. That's 9:22. Let's try to end this at 9:30.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me find a good meme for us. But I will say that with some of the crazy stuff that are happening right now, it's going to get a little hard before it get better, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely going to get worse before it gets worse. And like I said again, it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and then it will start to get better. Renell, you're on. If you want to go ahead and speak, we haven't heard from you all night. Feel free to go ahead and chime in. What's up, man?
Oh, by the way, I got something. I'm about to send a meme.
Okay, go ahead. Renell, if you want to go ahead and feel free to speak. You're in. All right, let me play this meme. Oh man. Alrighty, guys. Yeah. Any last words before we start bringing this train back to station?
We got nothing.
I got one more meme.
Alrighty, Daya with the memes. You had your 15-minute break. You got a lot here for a 15-minute break. Come on, let's bring in the memes.
It is slow night here.
God, you deserve a break. We all do.
That odd. It's not letting me send a meme. Damn it.
You have to send it next time.
No, yeah, I will send it next time, but
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Who else hasn't spoken too much? I'm just going to pick a random. Bright Light fan. Anything you want to say? Bright Light fan going once, going twice. Oh, we're all quiet here tonight. Okay, good. Maybe we could speed this train up and bring it back to station 9:25. If you want to do that, we can do that.
I found a.
Was 9:30?
Yes, there we go.
All right, David with the memes. David with the memes. Okay, here we are. Oh man. Okay. You're the engineer on the Second Pacific Limited. Wait, hold on. Darn it. So, okay. After your fireman tells you they're going to crash into the rear of another train. Oh, no. Oh, man. They just, hold on. Wait. Did somebody put F there? Yeah, I'm concurring with you. F in chat. All righty, guys. Yeah. What a month it's going. It's just one of those weeks where years happen, and this is definitely one of those times in history where we're seeing just a lot changing.
Being at
Lots
2
of
months,
changing everything.
Beanville, what an anniversary! 5 years.
Oh, happy anniversary, man! There you go.
Months ago, and we're going down to Savannah, Georgia, and we're taking Amtrak.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And we're planning to go to the Georgia State Railroad Museum.
Nice,
Well, that's
nice.
awesome.
You gonna go on a haunted tour or anything there while you're at Savannah?
Not a haunted tour because I'm not into ghosts that much. They don't scare me to that. It snores view for me, like the snore view, that paranormal stuff that put me to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that sort of stuff, but I mean, Savannah, that's what Savannah is mainly known for. Well, only spooky story I had from Savannah. Me and Darius and the family stayed there while we were driving up to New York. That was the first and last time we drove up to New York. After that, we took Amtrak, but we stayed at a hotel right out of Savannah, and skies were clear. Well, there wasn't any sort of lightning storms, anything like that. Lightning struck the AC, and then it struck the generator of the hotel. Like it struck twice at the same location, and we're like, okay, time to go.
It's funny, me and Bell, first time ever going to Savannah, Georgia. I have never been into Georgia, so even though I'm from South Carolina, it's my first time.
Yep.
Yeah, but by far the worst tourist trap in that area, I don't know if you've been to, is south of the border in South Carolina. Have you ever been there?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Wait, what happened?
Oh, Renell's trying to talk.
Oh, Renell? Okay, go ahead, Renell. Renell, you there? Okay. Anyway, it's 9:27. We got 3 more minutes. Let's see. We got. There we go.
No, we might not be able to hear you.
Yeah. John Mark, yeah, that's good. Yeah, someone having a different opinion from yours doesn't automatically make them a Nazi or fascist. Yeah, 100% true. People don't understand even what the definition of either of those are. The terms have just been so overused, just completely.
You see what I snuck in, didn't you?
I don't think about you at all. Just sing the damn words. You want to kill you every night.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, guys. All right, I think we can end it here. We'll give it 2 minutes.
You don't have anything much.
All right, guys. I think we'll end it over here. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining on board. Yeah, shaky September. Things go back and forth, in and out. That's just what it is. But at least, and look, I gotta say, you guys, it's honestly, truly an honor and a blessing to have you all here. Everybody in the YouTube chat, Jay Jackson, A2R, Adam Busair, Gustavo, Brian Rock, Rail Fan, Miss Renell Reed, everybody, and everybody here. Okay, David Minor Tree, Brightline Fan, Grand Trunk Line, Am Everywhere, Renell, Darius, Star Force, John Mark. You guys are all, this is fantastic to have, especially in a day and age where, us, especially men, we don't really have much of a friend group anymore. As long as we can be here, be able to talk, it's a blessing. So let's can't take it for granted.
It'll be nice, but everybody has a schedule.
I just got out from class right now, and now you guys are ending this live stream.
Oh man, hey, it's no next time. Next time, we'll have to. Speaking of schedule, we'll have to do that. Oh man. Okay, guys, we'll go ahead and end it here. Thank you all for joining. Finding time's what's important. Yeah. Thank you all for joining on board this episode of the American Rail Club. We will see you all next time. Thank you all for joining in. Godspeed. Take care.
Bye.
Happy.
Bye, guys.
Good night, guys. Good night, babe.